This is Pulse, the heartbeat of a changing world. A 60-minute report of the events which are, at this moment, filling today's chapter in the Chronicle of Time. Produced by the award-winning WTVT News, Weather, and Sports staff.
From our Color Communications Center, this is Pulse. Here now is Channel 13's Ron Meyer. Direct from Channel 13's Color Communications Center, this is Pulse. From Channel 13's Color Communications Center, this is Pulse.
Now, Florida's most watched newscast. Hugh Smith, Roy Leap, Andy Hardy, Terry Casey, the Pulse 13 News Hour. Now, Florida's most watched newscast. Hugh Smith, Roy Leap, Andy Hardy, Terry Casey, the Pulse 13 News Hour.
Good evening, I'm Terry Casey.
Pulse 13 News Break, brought to you by Cash and Carry, your basic value store.
Good evening, I'm Terry Casey. As federal officials probe the Christmas Day bombings of 3 abortion clinics in Pensacola, there are fears tonight the same thing could happen in the Bay Area, but steps are being taken to prevent that. The Suncoast tourist industry all of a sudden is alive. Our unseasonably warm weather is the reason. More after this. Polk County officials say 2 people are dead in a plane crash in the western part of the county tonight in the Mulberry area. Details on Pulse 13's Night Beat.
WTVT Tampa-St. Petersburg. This is the Pulse 13 News Hour, Florida's most watched news, with Hugh Smith, Kelly Craig, Roy Leap, Andy Hardy, and Terry Casey.
Good evening, I'm Hugh Smith.
WTVT, Tampa, St. Petersburg. This is the Pulse 13 News Hour, Florida's most watched newscast, with Hugh Smith, Kelly Craig, Roy Leap's weather, and Andy Hardy with sports. WTVT, Tampa, St. Petersburg, the station where news comes first. This is Pulse 13 Night Beats, with Vanessa Moody, Andy Johnson's weather, and Mark Haggard with sports.
Good evening, Fred. Good evening, I'm Suzanne Huffman. Police in Pinellas County are warning hotel guests to lock your doors tonight. Masked gunmen have been terrorizing some Pinellas hotel guests in the past few weeks. And tonight it appears that the British have captured Washington again. The Prince and Princess of Wales are occupying the center of that city's social circuit. Now this. Details on these stories and more are coming up tonight at 11 on Night Beat.
From your 24-hour news source, Lloyd Sowers, Paul Delegato's weather, Chip Carter on sports. Channel 13 Eyewitness News at 6.
Florida's 6,200 miles of shoreline is a bit cleaner tonight. Thousands of volunteers pick up tons of trash. It's the 4th annual Florida Coastal Cleanup. Good evening, I'm Lloyd Sowers. Thanks for joining us.
From your 24-hour news source, Frank Robertson, Kelly Ring, Roy Leap's weather, Andy Hardy on sports. Channel 13 Eyewitness News at 11.
That it is most unlikely that the president has any intrinsic heart disease.
Doctors say tonight that President Bush's heart trouble over the weekend, it wasn't a problem with his heart at all. Good evening, I'm Frank Robertson.
And I'm Kelly Ring, and our top story tonight.
From your 24-hour news source, Frank Robertson, Kelly Ring, Roy Leap's weather, Andy Hardy on sports. Channel 13 Eyewitness News at 11.
It's a catfight in Pasco County, a battle over what to do with the thousands of felines overrunning the place. Good evening, I'm Frank Robertson.
And I'm Kelly Ring, and our top story tonight.
Cheryl Atkinson, Paul Delegato's weather, Chip Carter on sports. Channel 13 Eyewitness News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Cheryl Atkinson. Our top story.
You can count on 24 hours a day. Tom Curran, Karen King, and meteorologist Paul Delegato. Channel 13 Eyewitness News this morning. For coverage you can count on 24 hours a day. Alan Wett and Dwyer. Howard Shapiro's weather. Channel 13 Eyewitness News this morning. Your 24-hour news source. Channel 13 Eyewitness News this morning. For coverage you can count on 24 hours a day. Kim Keeler, Andy Johnson's weather. Channel 13 Eyewitness News Weekend. For coverage you can count on 24 hours a day. Alan Wett, Leslie Spencer, Howard Shapiro's weather. Channel 13 Eyewitness News at noon. Coverage you can count on 24 hours a day. Denise White, Kathy Fountain, Roy Leach weather, Andy Hardy on sports. Channel 13 Eyewitness News at 5. coverage you can count on 24 hours a day. Frank Robertson, Kelly Ring, Roy Leap, Andy Hardy. Channel 13 Eyewitness News tonight. For coverage you can count on 24 hours a day. Lloyd Sowers, Stacey Straces, Andy Johnson, Dan Brady. Channel 13 Eyewitness News tonight.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Stacey Straces.
And I'm Lloyd Sowers. Our top story tonight.
For coverage you can count on 24 hours a day. Lloyd Sowers, Stacey Straces, Andy Johnson, Chip Carter. Channel 13 Eyewitness News tonight.
Good evening. I'm Stacey Straces.
And I'm Lloyd Sowers.
From your 24-hour news source, Frank Robertson, Kelly Ring, Roy Leap's weather, Andy Hardy on sports. Channel 13 Eyewitness News at 11.
Avoided civilian targets, and clearly one of their modus operandi is to move into civilian targets to protect their military capability.
Iraq is moving everything from its tanks to its generals into civilian areas, trying to avoid Allied bombing.
And no word tonight whether pipe bombs found near a major East Coast naval base were the work of Iraqi terrorists. Good evening, I'm Kelly Ring.
And I'm Frank Robertson.
In the Gulf War, Iraq is moving into...
For coverage you can count on 24 hours a day. Frank Robertson, Kelly Ring, Roy Leap, Andy Hardy. Channel 13 Eyewitness News tonight.
Good evening, I'm Frank Robertson.
And I'm Kelly Ring, and our top story tonight, frantic attempts to prevent an outbreak of spinal meningitis, a disease in which the lining of...
Good morning and welcome back to Good Day Tampa Bay.
We have a lot in store for you this next half hour. That was a wacky first half hour today. Tough one to follow. But, you know, we all carry IDs around, and I don't think most of us have ever thought about an ID for infants in our family. But it's very important, and in our Doctor on Call segment today, we're going to be addressing that subject.
Good subject to address. And also we're going to be giving away some cash this morning in our Dialing for Dollars. Let's check in with Bill and Howard.
We got a lot of more.
From Florida's news leader. For coverage you can count on, this is Eyewitness News at 6.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Stacey Straces. Our top story at 6 o'clock, the boys of summer are back. But the question now is when? For the very latest, we go to sports director Andy Hardy. Andy?
From Florida's news leader. For coverage you can count on, this is Eyewitness News with Frank Robertson, Kelly Ring, Roy Leap, and Andy Hardy. And now, Channel 13 Eyewitness News at 6. From Fox 13, this is Eyewitness News with Denise White, Kathy Fountain, Roy Leap, and Chip Carter. And now, Fox 13 Eyewitness News at 5. From Fox 13, this is Eyewitness News with John Wilson, Kelly Ring, Roy Leap, and Chip Carter. And now, the best newscast in Florida. Eyewitness News prime time at 10. On Fox Television. This is the Fox 13 5 o'clock news.
First on Fox.
From Fox Television, this is the Fox 13 10 o'clock news.
Good evening.
From Fox Television, this is the Fox 13 6 o'clock news.
Good evening and welcome everybody.
From Fox Television, this is the Fox 13 10 o'clock news.
Good evening on a Friday night. I'm John Wilson.
And
From Fox Television, this is the Fox 13 10 o'clock news.
Good evening.
From Fox Television, this is the Fox 13 6 o'clock news.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm John Wilson.
And I'm Kelly Ring. And first on Fox tonight, some new information on the criminal investigation of the president.
From Fox Television, this is the Fox 13 10 o'clock news.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome. I'm Kelly Ring.
I'm John Wilson. Thank you for being with us. We begin first on Fox tonight with an old issue that's new news. New news because of a new court order, and it's taxes to be paid by team owners who use these big stadiums, including the Bucks at Raymond James Stadium and the Lightning at the Ice Palace.
From Fox Television, this is the Fox 13 10 o'clock news.
Tonight, the story of a brave little boy and the 1 in a million match that could save his life. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm John Wilson.
And I'm Kelly Ring. And first on Fox tonight, it's kind of like winning the...
From Fox Television, this is Good Day Tampa Bay.
.732, the top story this morning is Tropical Storm Henri.
Our Sky Tower team is watching the storm as it...
Good Day Tampa Bay, the Bay Area's most watched local morning news.
We're now at 8:30. We have a serious traffic situation to talk.
From Fox Television, this is the Fox 13 News at Noon. From Fox Television, this is the Fox 13 6 o'clock news. From Fox 13, the most powerful name in local news, this is Good Day Tampa Bay. From Fox 13, the most powerful name in local news, this is Good Day Tampa Bay. From Fox 13, the most powerful name in local news, this is the Fox 13 5 o'clock news.
Good evening, I'm Frank Robertson in for Denise White.
And I'm Kathy Fountain.
You're watching the Fox 13 5 o'clock news, the Bay Area's #1 afternoon newscast.
Good evening, I'm Frank Robertson.
I'm Cynthia Smoot, and the fallout from Amendment 1 is first on Fox at 5:30.
From the station that's got you covered, this is the Fox 13 10 o'clock news.
The body of a teenage girl found badly burned tonight.
From Fox 13, the most powerful name in local news, this is News Edge at 11.
Good evening and welcome on this Friday night. I'm Mark Wilson.
Helping you get your day started, this is Good Day Tampa Bay.
Welcome, everybody. It's 9:31. Painful cuts at the Pentagon, and now a threat of a veto. Just some of the fallout from the failure of the Congressional Super Committee to make cuts.
From Fox 13, the most powerful name in local news, this is the Fox 13 News at Noon.
And good afternoon, everybody. I'm Denise White.
From Fox 13, the most powerful name in local news, this is the Fox 13 5 o'clock news.
And good evening, everybody. I'm Denise White.
And I'm Kathy Fountain. And the web...
From Fox 13, the most powerful name in local news, this is the Fox 13 6 o'clock news.
All right, here we are live.
From Fox 13, the most powerful name in local news, this is the Fox 13 10 o'clock news.
Good evening and welcome. I'm Mark Wilson in tonight for John.
And I'm Kelly Ring. Thanks for being with us on...
From Fox 13, the most powerful name in local news, this is the Fox 13 5 o'clock news.
I ran to stop him. I ran as far as I could. I couldn't stop him.
A Fox 13 exclusive. The best friend of the wrong-way driver tells us what he was doing on the night of the deadly crash.
And have a heart.
Why Cupid is so mad at Mother Nature this Valentine's Day.
From Tampa Bay's #1 news station, this is Good Day Tampa Bay.
Good morning and welcome to Good Day Tampa Bay at 4:30. I'm Tom Curran.
And I'm Laura Moody.
From Tampa Bay's #1 news station, this is Good Day Tampa Bay.
Developing news: up in smoke and flames. Fire tears through a mobile home in Ruskin and one person has died. And calm or chaos? Deputies have high-tech plans to stop fights like these at the State Fair before they even start. Good Saturday morning. I'm Anjali Lone. Those stories in just a minute, but
From Tampa Bay's #1 news station, this is Good Day Tampa Bay.
new this morning, a deadly fire at a mobile home park. Several survivors are rushed to the hospital, including children. And a Jacksonville jury gets back to work today, and they could finally decide whether a man is guilty of murdering an unarmed teen. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us this Saturday for Good Day Tampa Bay. I'm Anjali Lone. The news is next, but right now let's head over to Lindsay Milborn with a look at your forecast.
From Tampa Bay's #1 news station, this is the Fox 13 News at Noon.
Dozens and dozens of cats left inside an abandoned home. They were still getting food, but neighbors say the smell's horrendous. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Denise White. Right now, the SPCA is working to get all of those cats out of that house and find out what kind of care they need and where they're going to put them to.
From Tampa Bay's #1 news station, this is the Fox 13 5 o'clock news.
And good evening, I'm Denise White.
And I'm Mark Wilson. Thanks for joining us tonight.
From Tampa Bay's #1 news station, this is the Fox 13 6 o'clock news.
A second home is now in danger of being swallowed up by that hidden sinkhole in Seffner.
You're watching Fox 13, and the 10 o'clock news starts now.
And good evening, everybody, and welcome. I'm Kelly Ring.
I'm John Wilson. Thank you very much for being with us tonight.
Indeed. Hi there, guys. Happy early Valentine's Day. Right now at 11, though, tears are flowing as friends and family said goodbye to a promising young athlete.
We love you, and we'll never forget you, and we'll all miss you.
A young man gone too soon. We'll take you to the vigil for the teenager who was killed on I-4.
My feet were tender and bleeding from trying to chase him.
Tonight at 11, a Fox 13 exclusive, a gripping recount from one of the last people to see Daniel Morris before the wrong-way crash that killed him and 4 others.
Watch out, that call could be a trap, and your number could be next. How to avoid a savvy new cell phone scam.
You're watching Fox 13, and the 11 o'clock news starts now.
She says she feared for her life and her connection to the scandal.
From Tampa Bay's #1 news station, this is the Fox 13 6 o'clock news.
And good evening, I'm John Wilson.
And I'm Kelly Ring.
You're watching Fox 13, and the 10 o'clock news starts now.
Oh, a chiropractor for your...
Get your day started the right way with Good Day Tampa Bay.
Developing this morning, a carjacking, a chase, and a crash.
We have nothing. I didn't even have clothes to put on today.
And here what started a fire that left more than a half-dozen families homeless before the holidays.
From Tampa Bay's #1 news station, this is the Fox 13 5 o'clock news.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Linda Hurtado.
I'm Cynthia Smoot. We begin today at 5 with the Tampa police investigating a string of armed robberies.
From Tampa Bay's #1 news station, this is the Fox 13 6 o'clock news.
Good evening and welcome here on this Monday. I'm Mark Wilson.
And I'm Kelly Ring. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We have some breaking news tonight out of Lakeland. City Commissioner Michael Dunn has resigned, and on Friday he was charged with second-degree murder for shooting a shoplifter.
You're watching Fox 13, and the 10 o'clock news starts now.
Tonight, the world is watching and waiting. Good evening and welcome tonight. I'm Mark Wilson.
And I'm Kelly Ring. And special counsel Robert Mueller has officially wrapped up his investigation into President Trump and Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election. And as Fox's Ray Bogan reports tonight, we could soon know the result. Time now for the Fox 13 11 o'clock news.
You're watching Fox 13, and the 11 o'clock news starts now.
If he does not surrender peacefully and he
for coverage you can count on, this is Channel 13 Eyewitness News.
I'm a 10.
I'm a 10.
I'm a 10.
I'm an 11.
Whether you're early to bed and early to rise,
I'm a 10.
Or you're a burn the midnight oil night owl,
For sure an 11.
we've got you covered with the Fox 13 10 o'clock news.
I'm a 10.
And Fox 13 News at 11.
Definitely an 11.
Whether you're a 10 or an 11, Fox 13 News is the one to watch.
I'm a 5 and 6 and good day too.